इष्टके कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 1, entitled The Supreme Lord is Equal to Everyone, Text 30. Kamadveshat bhayat snehat Kamadveshat bhayat snehat Yatha bhakteshware manaha Yatha bhakteshware manaha Aveshat tat agham hitva Aveshat tat agham hitva Bhavastad gataah Bhavastad gataah कामद्वेषात् भयात् स्नेहात् यथा भक्तेश्वरे मनः अवेशतत् अघं हित्वा बहवस्तद्गतिं गताः. कामद्वेषात् भयात् स्नेहात् यथा भक्तेश्वरे मनः आवेशात् तत् अघं हित्वा बहवस्तद्गतिं गतः. कामद्वेषात् भयात् स्नेहात् यथा भक्तेश्वरे मनः आवेशात् तत् अघं हित्वा बहवस्तद्गतिं गतः. कामद्वेषात् भयात् स्नेहात् यथा भक्तेश्वरे मनः आवेशात् तत् अघं हित्वा बहवस्तद्गतिं गतः. माताजी's. कामद्वेषात् भयात् स्नेहात् यथा भक्तेश्वरे मनः वेशतत् अगम हित्वा. Okay, word to word translation. Kama, dvesh, sorry, from lust. Dveshat, from hatred. Bhayat, from fear. Snehat, from affection. Yatha, as well as. Bhaktya, by devotion. Ishvare, in the Supreme. Manah, the mind. Avesha, absorbing. Tat, of that. Agham, sin. Hitva, giving up. Bahava, many. Tat, of that. Gatim, path of liberation. Gataha, attained. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation. Many persons have attained liberation simply by thinking of Krishna with great attention and giving up sinful activities. This great attention may be due to lusty desires, inimical feelings, fear, affection, or devotional service. I shall now explain how one receives Krishna's mercy simply by concentrating one's mind upon him. Purport. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 33rd chapter, 39th verse, Vikriditam brajavadubiridam cha Vishno Shraddhanvito nushrunayat atavarnayetya Bhaktim param bhagavati pratilabdya kamam Hridrogam ashu apahnoti achirena dhira. If a bona fide listener hears of Krishna's pastimes with the gopis, which seem to be lusty affairs, the lusty desires in the heart, which constitute the heart disease, hridrogam, of the conditional soul, will be vanquished, and he will become the most exalted devotee of the Lord. If one who hears of the gopis' lusty behavior with Krishna becomes free from lusty desires, certainly the gopis who approached Krishna became free of all such desires. Similarly, Shishupal and others who were very much envious of Krishna and who constantly thought of Krishna became free from envy. Nanda Maharaj and Mother Yashoda were fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness because of affection. When the mind is somehow or other fully absorbed in Krishna, the material part is very soon vanquished, and the spiritual part, attraction to Krishna, becomes manifest. This indirectly confirms that if one thinks of Krishna enviously, simply because of thinking of Krishna, he becomes free from all sinful reactions and thus becomes a pure devotee. Examples of this are given in the following verse, which we are not covering. So, ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप गदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तु ते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचलं पङ्गुं लङ्घायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरु दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्. Hare Krishna. So I'd like to welcome all the devotees to today morning's Srimad Bhagavatam class. I seek your blessings to be able to speak something on this topic. Yesterday, very nice, His Grace Gaurang Vihari Prabhu gave a summary of why or how we are in this chapter. And interestingly, the chapter is written or entitled as The Supreme Lord Who is Equal to All. So this whole section basically is like a purport to a verse in Bhagavad Gita, Samoham Sarvabhuteshu Name Dvesho Stina Priyaha, where Krishna says that I'm equal to all. I do not extremely favor a person, nor do I extremely envy a person. So that one shloka purport comes in this section. This whole chapter, in fact, is like a purport to that. In that, 6 verses are very important. These whole 6 verses are a thread, a series, from text 26 till text 32, right? So here the discussion now begins. Narada is explaining to Yudhishthir. Narada is explaining that, bhakti is so powerful. From text 26, you're saying that, just by thinking of Krishna with whatever fervor, with whatever mellow, whatever mood, you will get benefit. So Narada Muni was saying that, I feel sometimes envy towards the Lord is a more powerful emotion than love. So it's not true. The earlier speakers have explained it's not true. But Narada in his humility is feeling that envy is more powerful. When a person is thinking of Kamsa, who's so envious, constantly hating a person. Sometimes we have this experience, maybe not everyone, but in school or in college or in workplace, when someone just hates you or hates your gut, they say. Someone have, enemies for no reason. Just someone, some competitor, some rival that comes up. And the person, whatever you do, the person just does better, try to go against you, cuts you down. And maybe if you have experienced, sometimes years go together. You don't speak to each other. You're having a rival with each other. And you never know what's the cause of it. One student was sharing with me that every day they would climb on the local train in Mumbai. So for years together, every time they get on the train, there's another person who also gets on the train. They never spoke to each other, they never knew each other. And somehow or other, getting down at their stop, they would get down at the same stop. So there was like an unspoken rivalry. And the emotions were so tense. There were unspoken rivalry, who will get down first, and each other would push each other. And they recognize each other, they know each other, they have not spoken to each other. So it's an unspoken rivalry which created in the local train in Mumbai. Huh? This is life is in Mumbai means thoda masala chahiye na जीवन में. So sometimes small things get you excited. So this person was sharing to me that one day this person had to go on an outstation trip. So around 6 days they were not there. And after 6 days, after a week, they came back to that whole rustle. And the other person who was the unspoken rival, one day just came up to the person and asked, where were you for 6 days? Where were you for 6 days? Maja nahi tha, tu nahi tha. Where were you for 6 days? And this person was taken back. He said, my God, every day I was thinking, I'll beat, fight, defeat, go ahead. Won't give the person seat, won't give the person to get down. This was my view on that person. That person was missing me. So the person said, I don't know who you are, I don't know where you work, I do not know your number, I do not know your name. I was just worried. Are you okay? 6 days I'm not seeing you. I mean, first day I don't see you, second day I do. थोड़ा चिंता आ जाते ना, क्या हुआ? So then when I saw you back, I'm relieved, And the two people became friends. So this is a true story, okay? So like this, Narada is in all humility thinking that envy is the more powerful emotion than love. Of course, it's not true. Acharyas explain. We saw in the verses yesterday how it was explained in an analogy of a wasp catching a worm. And the worm, is constantly in fear and meditation that I'm going to die, I'm going to die. He's placed in paralysis, and the worm is in paralysis, and is going to be live food for the offsprings of the wasp. So then it's mentioned that because of such contemplation and meditation, I'm going to die, wasp is coming, wasp is coming, wasp is coming. The person becomes or the insect becomes a wasp. This is also same philosophy in Bhagavad Gita, yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tajantyante kalevaram. Whatever you meditate on, that you will achieve without fail. Right? So again, it comes to the mind, the chitta that is being discussed. And then we come to today's verse, which gives more examples, maybe a little more, using the words kamat, dveshat, bhayat, snehat, right? Like this 6 things I mentioned, how a person in so many different emotions can approach Krishna. The next verse, which is tomorrow's verse, gives the example of this. Narada says in this verse that now I shall explain to you how they get mercy. Prabhupada writes in the purport, in the next verse we'll give you examples. So tomorrow you'll hear the examples. But Prabhupada already gave the examples in the purport. In case someone doesn't reach the next verse by tomorrow. Kal ho na ho. Isn't it? So Prabhupada in the purport he gave the examples. He says, Kamat gopis. Right? Then, Dveshat Shishupal. Right? Sneha Nanda Maharaj Yashoda. So he already gave some examples here, just in case people are wondering. And then tomorrow's verse, and then the day after's verse with the last section of this. So text 32, it ends in a very beautiful way. It says, Tasmat kenapi upayena, with some upay, by any means. Tasmat kenapi upayena, somehow or other, by any means, manah Krishna niveshayet. Invest your mind in Krishna. Somehow, by any means. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, we have yena kena prakarena, Krishna mana niveshayet. Same thing. So here it's made tasmat kenapi upayena mana Krishna niveshayet. Somehow or other, invest your mind. So this whole section comes like that. Now, Acharyas mention in their purports, the real message of these verses, saying that kamat, bhayat, snehat, the real message is that loving Lord and hating Lord are equal. Loving Lord and hating Lord are equal in the sense that both can release one from the material clutches. Both can release one from the cycle of birth and death. This is the only similarity between both of it that has. We cannot say that because they are same, they are, equal. They are equal in the sense that the effect is equal to some extent, that one becomes freed from material world, right? And they both demonstrate. So one is that they have the effect of releasing from this material world, and second is that they demonstrate the potency of remembering the Lord, seeing the Lord, receiving His mercy. So these are the beautiful sections which glorify how sometimes Shastra, they use this word sakrit, once. Just once you utter the name, just once you see the Lord, just once you take the prasadam, once. How much prasadam we are eating, isn't it? How much darshan we are getting. So just once you become liberated, you become liberated. So one may, how is this possible? So these are the sections which prove the potency of the Lord. Now again, as devotees, getting free of this material world, mukti is not our goal. Neither is mukti a very big thing, right? Because when you come into the realm of bhakti, we realizes that the levels of prema, entering into a loving relationship with Krishna is more important to me than getting out of this material world. Entering into a loving relationship with Krishna is more important to me than getting out of this material world. Sometimes I feel, Prabhu, material world is so much difficult, so much troublesome. I want to just get out. But that is a negative emotion that will come naturally. But entering a relationship with Krishna is more absorbing. Why? Because there's so much to do, so much mellow, so much to cultivate, so much to generate, isn't it? So that's a positive meditation. So yesterday also, Gaurang Viharipu was mentioning how the Lord is all purifying. The Lord, he quote this was Etan Ishanam Ishasya. So he said that how, the Lord and the Lord's devotees are both equally purifying, just like the sun. Anyone that comes in contact with the Lord, whatever desires, whatever motivation, they become pure, they become purified. I think Mataji Prabhuji also asked a question on this. So how is this, this reminded me of one verse in Ishopanishad, the 8th mantra, where the Lord is given two qualities. He said that he is to be Shuddham and Apapa Vidham. Those who have done Bhakti Shastri, you remember? He is known to be Shuddham and Apapa Vidham. Shuddham here, Prabhupada translates as antiseptic. Doctors. Shuddham means antiseptic, right? Antiseptic means when you have an infection, you're already infected. Right? Then you put the antiseptic just not to increase the infection or to remove the infection. Correct? So Lord is known as Shuddham. He can purify us when we are contaminated. But he's also not just Shuddham, he's Apapa Viddham. He's prophylactic. He's not only antiseptic, he's prophylactic also. God is not only antiseptic, prophylactic. For those devoid of a medical background, right, for the benefit. So Shuddha means to purify an infection. Apapa Vidham, prophylactic means to avoid getting infected. Right? Avoid getting infected. So Dettol, for example, is both an antiseptic and a prophylactic. So Lord has this nature, right? He is both antiseptic and prophylactic. He can purify us of our contamination. He can, coming in touch with Him, He can even help us from becoming contaminated. Right? This is a beautiful nature of the Lord mentioned here. So the main lesson in this purport we can remember is this beautiful line that Prabhupada writes. When the mind is somehow or other fully absorbed in Krishna, the material part is soon to be vanquished, and the spiritual part, which is attraction to Krishna, becomes manifest. So we all heard of this analogy of two dogs, isn't it? Good dog and bad dog. And whoever you feed, that barks the loudest. So similarly, all of us have these two natures of a material part and a spiritual part. To the degree that we are in touch with Krishna, constantly in touch with Krishna, that material part dissolves. Let's use this word dissolves, not go away. Go away means here now, not there. Dissolve. When you dissolve something, again chemical. You pour acid and you start dissolving something. So it's dhire dhire. It starts going away. So similarly, the material part starts to dissolve, and the spiritual part, just like a crystal catalyst. I do not know why I'm giving chemistry examples, but anyways, it starts to grow. So this verse also quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita, where Srila Prabhupada gives a very interesting purport. I just like to read that. We can hear nicely. Prabhupada says in Chaitanya Charitamrita on the same verse, although God is great and the living entity is small, they are spiritual individuals. And therefore, as soon, okay, God is great, He is Vibhu, and the living entity is small, Anu. But as soon, this is the important pivotal point, as soon there is reciprocal exchange with the living entity's free will, at once, the great spiritual being attracts the small living entity, thus freeing him from material bondage. So, what makes the jiva attracted to Krishna? If he, by his own free will, engages in a reciprocal relationship with Krishna, right? So that means you must have some adan pradhan. It has to enter into an active relationship. Bhakti or devotional life is not something that you just punch a card, go to the temple, ring the bell, see the deities, turn around 3 times, turn around 4 times, come back, lie down, get up, do all that. Okay, that's yoga. But into an active relationship where you want to please the Lord through your cooking, please the Lord through your devotional service. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions in one of his books about this verse. He says that 6 things are mentioned here: kama, lust, bhaya, fear, dvesha, envy, the relationship, sambandha, family relationship, uh, sneha, affection, and bhakti, devotion. These are the different emotions that are mentioned here. Then he says two out of this, which is bhaya and dvesha, these are not favorable. They should not be imitated. Later in the verses, they'll explain that you can hate the Lord and get liberated only if your hate is constant and very powerful. Then you can do it, which is very difficult, isn't it? Sometimes we hate, sometimes we like. Today, my hate is not so much. So, approaching the Lord in bhaya, having fear of the Lord, is not a very favorable emotion. Having said that, we see that in today's world, major religion or major forms of worship play on the level of bhaya, isn't it? Fear. Huh? This is not there in Sanatan Dharma. You ask any Hindu outside Hindu, do you fear God? If you don't go temple today, are you afraid? Some people, if they don't go to their place of worship, they feel afraid. Hellfire and brimstone, going to hell, Jahannam, you know. But if you ask any Hindu, you did not fast today. Lord understands, isn't it? Hindus never get affected by bhaya. We are never fearful. Very rare, unless some small population of Hindus, India somewhere, maybe a little rural or something, they'll feel afraid. Oh, if I don't do this, God will punish me. But in general, 90% of Hindus, you say, hey, you didn't fast today. Bro, Lord understands. Tomorrow I'll fast. He's very adjustable, isn't it? Most Hindus, we are not afraid. So, 4 levels of motivation, of devotion or spirituality. You can work on the platform of bhaya, or you can work on the platform of raga. Bhaya is fear, raga means having some desire. 99% of us fall in raga, or Hindus. We are more desirous than we are fearful, isn't it? And then higher than that is, what is that called? Duty. What is that called in Sanskrit? kartavya buddhi, right? Having the kartavya buddhi, having the thought process that it's my duty to worship the Lord. Again, very few people. And ultimately, love, right? Where one wants to worship the Lord out of love. So, like that, Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions that bhaya and dvesha are not favorable. Now, let us look at some nice stories which La Prabhupada has told us about how just coming in touch with Krishna, one can be purified. So we must have an experience in our own lives also that no one planned to become a devotee. Correct, na? Anyone planned to become a devotee? Anyone thought about it? Like, no, let me. I heard about this Hare Krishna people having this talk here. Let me. No. Somehow or other, we stumbled upon something, some book, some darshan, some prasad, somewhere we don't know, isn't it? So, Srila Prabhupada tells a nice story first story about a thief, how a thief became a devotee. So, it's a very famous story you must have heard. Srila Prabhupada says that one day there was a thief that sat in the Bhagavatam class. I'm not judging you. There was a thief that sat in the Bhagavatam class, and the Bhagavad speaker was speaking about the glories of Krishna, the beauty of Krishna. Krishna being so young, tender, sweet boy, but being bedecked with so many jeweled ornaments. And this Krishna, carrying all these jeweled ornaments given to him by his parents, would enter into the forest of Vrindavan and play. This thief sitting in the audience was saying, wow, young boy in the forest, nobody's around, parents is not there, filled with jewels. Hmm. So this thief started to have a desire. He asked, where is this boy? He said, he's in Vrindavan. Oh, and this thief gets up from the Bhagavad Katha and starts to make his way to Vrindavan, asking everyone he sees, where is Vrindavan? Where is Vrindavan? Do you know Krishna? Do you know Krishna? And he reaches Vrindavan, he sees the groves of Vrindavan, and he starts asking people, where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? I want to see Krishna. So with an intense desire, longing to see Krishna, he goes like a madman into the forest looking, where is this Krishna? Where is this Krishna? Srila Prabhupada explains that because of his intense searching and desire, Krishna manifested before him. And the moment he saw Krishna, he was focused on the jewels, right? And he said, Krishna, Krishna, give me all your jewels. And Krishna says, no, if I give you, then Mama will get angry, right? Mother will become angry. I can't give you my jewels. But after a while, he became attracted. He became purified because the Lord is Shuddham Apapa Viddham. So he became attracted. He became so, he realized that if, just by seeing these jewels, actually Krishna was making these jewels beautiful. Bhushana Bhushanangam. So, and when he became purified, then Krishna says, now take, now take. And he was not interested. So when you don't want something, then God gives it to you. That's how Krishna plays the game. When he wants something so much, he doesn't give it to you. Everyone has experience, right? So, like this, and the person became purified. So we see here that this thief who became a devotee, this jewel thief who became a devotee, he became attracted to Krishna just by hearing about Krishna. There was some purification. And then when he actually saw Krishna, there was complete purification. So therefore, this process of hearing is so powerful. We may say that I do not see Krishna. We see him in the form of devotees, we see him in the form of chanting, but we see also in the form of hearing. Shruta ikshita pato. Shruta ikshita. Seeing by hearing. The path of seeing ikshita by hearing. Shruta ikshita pato. So we see a similar things in Krishna's Leela also, the Brahmana Patnis. If you go to Vrindavan forest, you can search out where's the diorama of the Brahmana Patis. Right? Anyone knows? Or anyone doesn't know? Where's the diorama of the Brahmana Patis? Patnis? I don't know, huh? Krishna. It's near the Yagyashala. If you go ahead of the old Yagyashala, right? You must go and see now. So the Brahmana Patnis were that, you know the story, the Yagik Brahmanas, the wives of the Brahmanas. So Krishna with his friends came to ask for bhoga, for prasad, for food. They were very hungry. The Brahmanas who were so caught up in their Yagya, they said, no, wait for the whole Mahotsavam to end. Then we will feed you. The friends went to the wives of the Brahmanas and they said that Krishna and Balram is hungry, and these ladies, being very simple ladies, they brought all the Naivedya, Bhoga, everything and fed Krishna sumptuously. How did their love come? How did their attraction come? How did they know about who Krishna is? It is mentioned that when they go to the marketplace every day, when they would buy vegetables, they would hear people talking about Krishna. Huh? People say, market news, khabar. All the news happens in the market, isn't it? You meet this person, hey, तो पता है क्या ऐसा ऐसा हुआ इसका बेटा ऐसा होगा, इसका लड़की ऐसे हो गया. When you go to market is where all the people meet and start to pras Gramya Katha. But here they had Krishna Katha. So these Brahmana Patnis, when they heard about Krishna, they were wondering, buying the mango. Is Krishna's Pitambar Vasa look as golden as this? When they're seeing anything so soft and sweet, when they're seeing a bimba fruit, they're saying, oh, Krishna's lips must be as red as this. For a strawberry, when we pick up a strawberry, we don't have brimba fruit. When you pick up a strawberry, we think Krishna's lips must be as red as this. So they're hearing about Krishna and they're absorbed. And therefore, that created their devotion and their longing and their service to Krishna made them to see Krishna. We have another beautiful example in Krishna's pastimes of Rukmini also. Rukmini, who is in Maharashtra, Vidarbha, and she has never seen Krishna. Krishna was in Vrindavan, Krishna was in Dwarka, but somehow or other she has heard about Krishna. And she has developed so much love for Krishna, so much attraction for Krishna, that she said that Krishna is to be my husband. And there's a beautiful shloka which Rukmini says in a love letter to Krishna. He says, Shrutva gunan bhuvana sundaram shranvatam te. Shrutva, I have heard about your gunan, about your qualities, O Krishna. Bhuvana sundaram shranvatam te. Nirvesha karna vivareir haratongatapam. He says, by entering these years, all my angatapam, all the pain in my body, the burning in my body, being this material condition, everything has been relieved. Rupam drisham drishimatam akilarta labam. I am convinced that when I see your beautiful form, all my cherished desires will become fulfilled. Tvayachyuta vishati chittam apatrapam me. My consciousness, my chitta, my mind is just so overcome with you, Krishna. I am becoming shameless. I am becoming shameless. So here's Rukmini expressing that, I'm so overcome with thoughts of you, I'm becoming shameless. Now, sadly, in today's society also, we see sometimes people act so shamefully because of their mind overcome by some emotion. Either it's a girl, either it's a boy, whatever it may be. Sometimes the girl likes the boy so much, she comes and proposes to the boy, and the boy is like, what? Reverse roles, ये क्या है? She comes and she's like crazy after him. Oh, the boy is crazy, and they become shameless. The boy may, roll on the road for the girl. Please accept me, like in South Indian movies and whatever movies we see, Indian movies. They may roll on the road. Please accept me. Or the girl may go to any extent, I'll cut my hand in front of the boy. Please accept me. So apatrapam me. Like Rukmini is saying, my mind is so much absorbed with you, I become shameless. So that's the first lesson, or first story that we see of a jewel thief becoming a devotee just by hearing about Krishna. And we saw the examples of the Brahmana Patnis as well as the Rukmini. Now there's one more story. Because ultimately all this is just how somehow or other the mind becomes attracted to Krishna. Right? So there's one more story. Srila Prabhupada also tells this story. He says, just see the power of devotee association, of Krishna's association. He said, once there was a thief, again, second thief story. Today is going to be a lot of thief stories. So once there was a thief who somehow or other went on a yatra, pilgrimage, with some devotees. And while on pilgrimage, this thief who had a habit of stealing, at night when everyone was asleep, this thief could not sleep because that is his business hours, isn't it? So he woke up and he started looking around. Everyone was sound asleep. When you go for yatra, very tiring, isn't it? So the thief got up and the thief thought, it is my nature to steal. So let me steal. And he went and looked at all the bags and he thought, let me steal something. But just as he's about to steal, because he had the association throughout the day of the devotees and the holy place, he was thinking, no, not good. I'm in a holy place, in holy association. I should not. But still, the itch is there. I know, so close yet so far. What should I do? So Prabhupada mentions that what did the thief do? The thief picked up everyone's bags and shuffled them around. Picked up this person's belongings, put it there. Pick up that person's belongings, put it here. And did like this and he went to sleep. Kuch to karna padega na. Something he want to do. Cannot steal. Let's do something. The next morning when everyone wakes up, they look at, hey, my things are missing. He said, no, your things are over here. And everyone's shocked. What has happened? This thief wakes up and he proclaims that I'm so sorry, my dear devotees. I'm a thief by profession, by nature. Somehow or other, I had a desire to steal. But being in your association, being in this association of this dham, I become purified of my desire and I didn't do it. Right? So, So that we can see how the Lord is, and the Lord devotee, or the process of Krishna consciousness, somehow or other, is Shuddham and Apapa Viddham. Third story of a thief. Okay, I'm not encouraging you. So this is another very interesting story. This is a story in ISKCON. This is a true story in ISKCON. So once there was a thief which entered the house. I think it happened in Russia or something. I don't remember. Uh, so once there was a thief that entered a house thinking that he'll rob. But in overseas, most temples look like houses only. We don't have temples like this. In many places in overseas, our ISKCON centers are centers, house basically, right, where we run. So this thief entered the house thinking that he will steal something. And actually it was a ISKCON temple, right? So he entered slowly. And devotees, they wake up early. That's a problem. So the moment he entered, he look at all the stuff. Suddenly the light turned on. And he was like, oh my God, I'm caught. And he thought, better than going empty-handed, let me just pick up something. So he just picked up the first thing he got, which was a book, which was Bhagavad Gita, and he ran out. And surely, that he started when he went home, he was saying, what a fumble today. What did I pick up? Let me see. What is this? Funny book, funny writings. So he started reading it. And as he read it, he came across Prabhupada's purport, which is Shuddham and Apapa Viddham. And Prabhupada's one-liner that says, you are not this body. You are spirit soul. And he was like, whoa. That hit him. And this person went on to become an ISKCON devotee and become one of the biggest book distributor himself. So this is how, coming into touch with Krishna conscious somehow or other can actually purify a person. Person becomes transformed. This story reminds me of another story that we were sharing recently. So we know that our six Goswamis, they are the ones who wrote all the books, isn't it? All the Grantha, all the Tippani, all this, whatever it is, commentaries and everything. And after writing them, they entrusted to the three Shiksha disciples of Jiva Goswami, Narottam Das Thakur, Shyamananda Pandit, and Srinivas Acharya to distribute these books. So the trio went to distribute these books. While distributing these books, coming into Bengal, they came into Ban Vishnupur, and there the king of Ban Vishnupur, King Virhambir, who was a dacoit, who was a thief himself, who became a king, he heard that there's a people walking with a lot of treasure. So he steals this trunk, and when he opens the trunk, he sees its books, and he's like, hey, well, I thought it's going to be jewels and all. What are you going to do with books, isn't it? For devotees, books are jewels, isn't it? But for king, he was not so interested. But it's mentioned that the moment this king Birhambir touched these holy books, which were commentaries of the Shad Goswamis, he felt some change within his heart. He touched Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrit, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Ujjwala Nilamani, all these great books of Rupa Goswami and Acharyas, and he felt a change within his heart. He started picking up the books and looking at them, are they of any value? And later he gets the association of Srinivas Acharya, who speaks and explains Bhagavatam to him. And the king becomes so touched, he becomes transformed. He takes initiation from Srinivas Acharya, and the whole country of Ban Vishnupur becomes devotees. So that we see, just a small, we never imagine it, no? Just something which is connected to Krishna purifies. Last story of today is a famous story in South India of one of the last of the 12 Alvars, the 12 great devotees of the Lord, who is known as Tirumangai Alvar. Tirumangai Alvar, he was born in what we call in Tamil Nadu as Kallar caste. Kallar means a thief, right? He was born in a thief family, dacoit, bandit family, Kallar. So this, of course, his name was not Tirumangai Alvar then. But anyways, he was born in this bandit family. And he was very big size and strong, stout person, filled with strength. Seeing him, people get panic. They start giving their gold and jewels and all that. So this, I think his name was Kalian before, right? Kalian, Tirumangai Alvar. So coming with all his color people and all, bandit dacoits. One day, even a bandit has a soft heart. He sees a beautiful girl, right? And this girl is a Vaishnavi. She's a daughter of a great Vaishnava. And he becomes so much overwhelmed with her. Just see, we talk about Bhagavad Gita, we talk about association of devotees. You see how somehow or other, so we see how his transformation. He saw a devotee Mataji, who became so overwhelmed. Her name was Kumuddavalli. Kumuddavalli means row of lotuses. So Kumudavalli, he sees her and he becomes so enamored by her beauty. And he says, Kumudavalli, I want to marry you. And Kumudavalli says, no, 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 no. My father is a great Vaishnava. I am a Vaishnavi. I will only marry a Vaishnava. So tell me how to become a Vaishnava. No problem. What should I do to become Vaishnava? How much money you need? Tell me. Who should I kill? He said, no, no, no. Don't kill anyone. To become a Vaishnava, every day for 1 year, you must serve and feed thousands of Vaishnavas. That's all. Feed people. No problem. He tells his people, get everyone, sit them down. So all the Vaishnavas are sit down. I am going to put, you will eat. I am going to put, you will eat. No option. So everyone is worried, no? My God, this color, what is going to do? So they have eating. And now feeding them every day, 1,000 people every day for 1 year. Somehow we run this Annakshetra, Govardhan Annakshetra. We know how is it, no? For more than 3 years, especially His Grace Gaurang Prabhu knows better how much it takes to run this program, to feed villages outside, to feed devotees in the community, to feed this people visiting. It's huge expense, Now to travel all over India and to feed thousands of pilgrims in different places, a huge expense. So money was getting short for this Kallar, and he was thinking what to do. He said, no problem, if you need money, steal. So he went back again, robbing people, stealing and all this and all that, and he'll feed people. Feed 1,000 Vaishnavas every day for 1 year, I'll get to marry Kumudavalli. So he does his stealing. One day, he sees there was a marriage procession. And in India, marriage processions are very grand. And he sees the bridegroom and the bride walking and surrounded by people. And he says, this is the best time. Because when you go for wedding, everyone wears all their gold and everything, isn't it? So everyone is wearing it. So the best is to rob a wedding. It's better than robbing a bank. I'm not giving you ideas. Okay? So, Hare Krishna. So he sees this whole party, people walking, and he and all his dacoits come and attack them, stop them, rob everything. He robs everything from all the wedding party, except for Minji. We call in South India, there's a toe ring which is kept on the maple. What do you call maple? The bridegroom, right? There's a toe ring which the bridegroom uses. So he stole everything from everyone except that one gold or silver toe ring which is kept on the bridegroom. And he bows down and he holds the feet and he tries to remove it. But it's not coming out. Who is this bridegroom? He is none other than Perumal, none other than Vishnu himself, Narayan himself. It was actually Narayan and Lakshmi Devi who had come there to give darshan to this Tirumangai Alvar. And immediately he initiates him. God himself, Lord himself initiates this Kallar with the Ashtabija, this Bija mantra of Om Namo Narayana, 12 Bija mantra of Om Namo Narayana. And he immediately becomes changed. And he becomes one of the greatest proponents of Vaishnavism in the south, the last Alvar. His life becomes so much changed. He composed so many poetry glorifying the Lord. So, like this, we see in how this process of bhakti is so powerful, so amazing, that whether a person takes darshan, whether a person hears the holy name, whether a person even sees a Vaishnava. Sometimes Srila Prabhupada says that, you go out in the society, wear nice tilak, wear nice clothes. When someone sees that, oh, Hare Krishna Prabhu, just seeing and even just saying such nice people, Prabhupada says, Adhau Shraddha. Just by appreciating, their faith has begun. So, that's for in our Shastakam we say, Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. Sankirtan mission is already successful. We say, how successful, Prabhu? So much struggling, no money, no manpower, nobody comes, this, that. How to understand? But it's already successful because the process is so powerful. A little prasadam here and there, a little holy name, some darshan, some Vaishnava association, somewhere, something, the eternal seeds, those seeds which do not rot, those eternal seeds have been planted in the heart and the chitta of the living soul. Today or tomorrow, just a matter of time separating, before a person will become devotee. This faith we have to have. This faith we have to have. That if I go out and I'm doing Sankirtan and nobody is there with me, still there is a benefit, still there is an effect. Right? In India, you have opulence of so many people, right? So even if you go on a Sankirtan, there's at least few people, 5, 10, 20 people, whatever. You sit for a Bhagavatam class like this. I just came back from visiting my home country. So, 1 month Malaysia. So it's we go on Harinam, 2 people. Harinam, two people, right? One play Mridanga, one play Kartal. Go around. That's it. Only two people. And we go for hours. 3 hours, 4 hours, both of us, two crazy people going Hare Krishna, dancing. He's happy, I'm happy, I make him happy, he make us happy. Just doing Harinam Sankirtan around, whoever wants to listen. And sometimes there's just a stretch of road where there's nothing, nobody, right? But still, we should be very convinced that somewhere or other, somehow or other, this eternal vibration of the holy name, Krishna consciousness, bhakti is shuddham and apapa vidham. It not only will purify, it also protect people. So sometimes prasadam distribution. Yeah? I'll give you one more story. When I went back to Malaysia, so there's one Mataji who's very sincere, very sincere in trying to preach, but she doesn't have time because she has to take care of her kids. She's working, very difficult, poor family. So she said that, Prabhu, I make cake, I bake some cookies, this kind of things. Then she goes to a university in Malaysia, Manipal. Manipal's extension is in Malaysia. Manipal, Manipal University. And in front of that university, there's some already people selling all other stuffs, right? Food. So she can't stand there and sell her things. So she gives it to a local auntie, some other lady who has all other things she's selling. And she said, you help me sell. She said, Prabhu, am I doing offense? Am I putting Krishna Prasadam items with some other items? Am I doing offense? I said something better than nothing. And her items get sold out first. All the students would come and take prasadam. So today or tomorrow, because of lack of resources, manpower, somehow or other, are people getting benefited? Yes or no? Somehow or other, isn't it? So this is the principle that here Narada Muni wants to stress to Yudhishthir Maharaj, as well as Srila Prabhupada is saying, somehow or other. Now, behind that effort, if you put a little organized thought, you can get more out of it. But if not, at least somebody will be benefited. So like this, we like to end. Thank you so much for your kind and patient hearing. Uh, we have a couple of minutes. If there's any questions, else thank you so much. Doctor has a question.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Very wonderful class. Prabhuji, just I learned few things from these thieves. Like one thief is meditating on Krishna. Another thief, he is serving Vaishnavas. He got purified. But this second thief, I did not understand by fumbling, like from one bag to another bag. How to implement in our life?
Oh. No, actually he was in the association of devotees, Yatra, and he was traveling to a holy place. So in our life, how to implement? Whenever you go for holy place Yatra, take a person who may seemingly not be qualified also. कोई बात नहीं. We have seen in Yatra's experience, some new person comes in. And in the Yatra, he starts chanting. In the Yatra, he starts wearing dhoti kurta tilak. He gets transformed. Why? Because of the overwhelming association of devotees and the effect of the holy place. So that's also Shuddham and Apapa Viddham. Right? So I think you're going for Yatra soon. So you can invite whoever, someone may be seemingly not qualified.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
It was a very nice class, Prabhu. Just I wanted to see with loving God and hating God. If we hate someone, so we don't accept him as a God. So how we can say also
If you meet someone who doesn't accept Krishna as God,
yes, how I can identify actually he's hating God.
oh,
Like
he will make it known. If he hates God, he will tell you he hates God.
yeah, of course. Okay, he will mention that he hates God. Like if we say Hiranyakashipu always hate Vishnu, but he didn't accept him as a God. So
Yeah,
for
so
him, who is the hating God and who is the
okay, you want
God?
examples of someone who hates God? Like that you're asking?
No, we already know that Hiranyakashipu had
Yeah.
Vishnu. That means he had gods.
Yeah.
So for him, Vishnu is not God. He himself is God.
Yeah.
So is exist hating God or not?
In this world.
Yeah.
So these examples of hating God and becoming liberated are only there for the rare cases who are devotees of the Lord, Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, because they have constant and very intense remembrance. People in this world, there are so many atheists in this world. They hate God, but they will not get liberated. They will go to hell because it's not so constant, right? They will hate God, then suddenly they'll see ice cream. Then, oh, ice cream. They'll forget about their hate. But Kamsa was not like that. When Kamsa would see ice cream, also he would see Krishna's face in it. So until unless a person can hate God to that intensity, that degree, and that constancy, right, consistency, then one can be liberated. The rest of the world is very dangerous. If you hate God or envy God, you'll go to hell because we don't have that kind of absorption. So better to do it favorably, right? We can't find examples in a common place of this kind of this.
Hare Krishna, bro. Like whatever examples Prabhupada is mentioning here, like Kamsa, Shishupal, they're all Nitya Siddha devotees, right?
Yeah,
So can we say like this is valid only in that situation in the material realm? If
yeah. You will not find examples in this world of someone who hates or dvesh and get liberated. You will
yes,
not find examples. These are only those who are parshads who perform a certain leela. This will come in the later sections of this chapter where they'll explain that, until and unless you have constant and intense hate, then it's okay. Little hate here and there, dangerous. So in this world, we are never so absorbed, isn't it? Okay.
and one more thing, we tend to love Maya more than Krishna. So how to do the reverse? Like love Krishna more and fear of Maya should be prominent in
We
our
can,
lives.
so yeah. So people are more attracted to Maya than Krishna. That's how condition said, being forgetful of our eternal nature. Well, Maya is also energy of the Lord, right? So instead of you loving it for me, use it for Krishna's pleasure. We can see it like that. Oh, no, if you use or you want to become attracted for Maya for my pleasure, how much is it going to give us pleasure? Isn't it? Give a simple example. You can cook a chapan bhog and eat alone, or you can cook a chapan bhog and feed people. Which is more pleasurable? Cooking is still same mehnat, right? Still tiring. Cooking is tiring only. No option, you have to cook, huh? 56, whatever, chapan bhog items. But cooking everything and eating it alone. Oh, close the door, lock the room inside. Or cook it and serve others, which is going to give you more pleasure.
Yes, serving.
Okay. So thank you all so much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Shla Prabhupada ki, Jai.